All right, here we go. We are on the play. And we have a great hand. Really, really good hand. We get some guaranteed land drops. We get to generate some energy. Maybe start fueling some delirium. We have a little bit of early defense. Emrakul isn't quite the card that we want to see in our opening hand, but you know, that's fine. And I wouldn't mind getting the one of plains, although a mountain wouldn't be bad either for Chandra. And there's a chance we may want to cast both Harness Lightnings on the same turn. I think I'm just going to get the plains. And I'll probably get the other mountain next. Oh ho, we could be in a mirror match situation. That could be fun. I think the mirror is mostly just about, you know, kind of what you would expect, just curving out as aggressively as possible. One of the things, like, this deck has been around for a little while, and one of the things that I think made this particular build so successful, I don't think that I really want to Harness Lightning that thing. But what else am I going to do with the Harness Lightnings? I would only be punished in this situation if I literally drew Aetherworks Marvel off the top. And actually, even in that case, I wouldn't be able to activate it. I'd be at 5 energy if I fired the Harness Lightning off end of turn in the dark. So it looks like we're against the mirror. But what I was saying before was that one of the things that made this deck good in the mirror, or like one of the reasons this was such a good build, was because a lot of people knew that red-green Marvel was a powerful deck, but this version, because it was so high on the Planeswalkers, particularly Nahiri, and having Sigarda positioned it really well in the mirror. And it also made it so that it was much better at fighting through hate. And that is certainly what happens with this deck at times. Oh, yeah. So what do I want to do here? I guess I'll just play the Servant. I could play the Ishkanah without Delirium. Which honestly, like, I don't think would be crazy. But so one of the things that people don't really realize about this Aetherworks Marvel deck is once it gets Aetherworks Marvel in play, it's actually good at just using it over and over again. When you look at the deck list, you look at Aetherworks Marvel and you say, oh yeah, that's like powerful. You can, you know, maybe hit an Emrakul and it's really powerful, but if you don't hit what you need, it could be really bad. But the thing is like almost whatever you hit, you're going to be able to, you know, activate it again in short order. I mean, my opponent hit Woodweaver's Puzzleknot, which in certain ways is like a complete blank. But does make enough energy to use the Aetherworks Marvel again. And not only that, it actually generates a 7th energy because whenever, you know, something hits the graveyard. Wow, unlucky. So, I feel like I'm on the hard cast Emrakul plan. 3, 6. So Emrakul costs 3 less. I have access to 7 mana. I guess I attack the Chandra. Really wish my opponent had just killed my Servant of the Conduit, because that would have made it so my Ishkanah had Delirium, but certainly understand why my opponent made the play he did. It allowed him to activate his Marvel and get a Chandra into play, which is quite good. And my opponent only has 3 card types in his graveyard, so my opponent may be interested in minusing the Chandra to kill my Servant of the Conduit just to get a Planeswalker into play. It would net an energy when Chandra hit the graveyard, and it would also allow him to play a Ishkanah with Delirium. Wow, now that's something that's going to be hard for me to do with. That may be something that I actually want to use Harness Lightning to kill. Lands keep coming. It's actually by far the best Harness Lightning deck. Yeah, and this thing making creatures, each one of those creatures when it dies, even though their tokens are going to generate an energy, so kind of insane. At some point here, my opponent's gotta hit an Emrakul or something big. If my opponent kills my Ishkanah somehow and doesn't kill my Servant of the Conduit, I can potentially play a land and an Emrakul. Be pretty nice. But I don't know. I have to imagine that we're pretty far behind. Considering my opponent has 5 cards in his hand. And most of the stuff we slogged through, my opponent kind of got for free. So that's 4 card types in his graveyard. And is this Ishkanah? Another 8. So Aetherworks Marvel is legendary. And because when you're legend ruling the one, both are in play, it nets 2 energy when it dies. So unfortunately, in this particular game state, my opponent can't do anything too bad to me. If my opponent suicides Ishkanah into Emrakul, I'm going to be able to untap, use my Servant of Conduit and land drop, and extra card type in the graveyard to play my own Emrakul. And who knows, I might be able to engineer a comeback. I honestly think the best thing for my opponent to do here is to just attack my Servant of Conduit into his Emrakul. But he sees that I'm going to be playing an Emrakul shortly, and there's not a whole lot he can do about it. Basically not worth it for him to cast anything. Oh, there we go. He almost did the wrong thing. He's like second guessing himself. Kind of funny. Emrakul is such an interesting card because it's so powerful, but sometimes the steal your opponent's turn part isn't even that big of a deal. 3, 4, 5. So I don't have enough to crack this and play this other Ishkanah. I could play this other Ishkanah, but I think what I want to do is just cast the Woodweaver's Puzzleknot. That'll be 5 card types, making Emrakul cost 8 mana. And I'll have 8 mana, so no way my opponent's going to kill me this turn, and I don't really want to block with Ishkanah if I play it. And I do need the Woodweaver's Puzzleknot to go directly into the graveyard, so... Yeah, what a weird game. I would expect a lot of the mirrors to either be super lopsided, like one person just plays a turn 4 Aetherworks and activates it to win, or for them to be kind of weird and grindy. And I'm pretty sure I just want to block here. I guess not really. My opponent might have creatures like Servant of the Conduit that I want to deal with. This certainly means that the next Emrakul will be a lethal attacker. Wow, and my opponent is actually going after my Ishkanah. Kind of interesting. Oh, he's just doing it for 0 so you can activate its Marvel again. Makes sense. Yeah, it's pretty clear to my opponent that I'm going to be... There's another. So he gets my turn, and the only bad thing that could happen is if he top decks a Nahiri, because then he could play the Nahiri, plus it, discard my Emrakul, and that would be bad. But other than that, I don't think there's really anything bad that this Emrakul can do. That's actually kind of annoying. Alright, Chandra's fine. Yeah, there's really nothing my opponent can do that's going to hurt me. And there is a way that I can actually turn this game around with this board state. It's going to take a little bit of work, but it can be done. And this Emrakul might be nothing more than a 13/13 that kills one of my creatures and makes me draw a card. Ooh, a second Chandra. That's kind of nice. Oh, wow. My opponent has Ulamog. Jeez. Wow, I really wish I had more than 13 life. Man, 2, 4, 6, 8, 7 mana. All right, what do I do here? definitely want Ishkanah dead. I probably need to play Nahiri and plus it, discarding Ulamog. The game's definitely going to go long enough for my opponent to hit his land drops. And he's also going to be able to just play Chandra, land, and then plus for the Ulamog. If I play the Nahiri, I don't really have any good way of dealing with it. Definitely need to play Nahiri without a doubt. Just have to get rid of that Ulamog. But is going to be a problem. Harness Lightning. So if I kill this, he has 2 energy, and I can cast Harness Lightning. So he has 5, but I still can't activate Marvel. I feel like the best I can do here. Attack with the Ishkanah. All the energy. And use it up. Fortunately, I think that's all I can do, and I think that's the best thing I can do. Although this Nahiri ultimating again is going to be a problem. Pretty bad. Pretty classic for a ramp mirror. But it does seem like one of those situations where you're essentially goldfishing each other, because ramp strategies are so momentum based. As soon as if you're ahead, you're just going to get farther ahead, and once you're behind, there's really no way to catch up. Pretty bad. Kind of funny. I wonder if my opponent has anything better to get than Emrakul. There's a chance that since my opponent already has an Emrakul, that that since my opponent already has an Emrakul, he'll get an Ishkanah, since activating it wouldn't be able to finish me off pretty quickly. Fortunately, this is my only play. Not die. Oh, actually that's not true. I kind of messed that up. I could have played Chandra and plussed it for mana. And done everything I did. Bit of a mistake. Could have also plus Chandra to exile the top card of my library to deal damage to Nahiri, but then I would be dead on board. And with Nahiri does get a Ishkanah. And now I'm just dead with the activation, so we'll go to the sideboarding. So definitely want the other Sigarda. It's really good against the Emrakul trigger. World Breaker is one of our better ways to interact, as is Ulamog. Tireless Tracker is a card that I've been told does a fair amount of work. I think Nissa would be decent too. Things I can cut are the Harness Lightnings and the Puzzleknots. And I think that's all we're going to do. Yep, that's it. All right, here we go. And this is a reasonable keep. We're going to be able to do some stuff and play a Nahiri on turn 4. So that's what we call a good hand. And I think that I want to play the Traverse on turn 1. And then on turn 2, play Evolving Wilds and Vessel. And then on turn 3, I'll have 3 mana open with the option to crack the Vessel. I think that's how I want to play this. Yeah. I guess I'll get a Plains now. Because maybe there's, for some reason, like I'm going to be able to search for Plains and a Mountain with this Evolving Wilds to have essentially perfect mana. Cast all my spells. But since I know I have the Nahiri, I'll get the Plains first. Just in case there's something going on. So this is kind of interesting. I could actually opt to... No, I guess I just do all this now. Oh, and it's ramping up. You could have a Planeswalker before me. Oh, wow, this is nice. So there's 3 Chandras in my opponent's deck. I could save the Tireless Tracker and then play it when I have a guaranteed clue, but I think I just want to do it now. My opponent could have Chandra, but it's kind of unlikely. Sweet. And I know I want to cast Nahiri next turn. If I didn't have the Nahiri, I would consider just activating Vessel of Nascency on turn 3. And then on turn 4, playing Tracker land. You even get free damage. I think here I just want to discard my basic forest. My opponent can attack my Nahiri, but I wouldn't have really wanted to block with my Tireless Tracker anyway. My opponent may want to use the Servant for... Oh, no! Oh, wait, actually, this doesn't kill my Nahiri, so that's good. I cannot kill the Nissa, though, which is pretty annoying. So this is a pretty powerful play for my opponent. And there's a good chance that we're in a full mirror match. I got max clues. How do I want to sequence this? Don't think that I want to discard my... Well, now I could probably discard an Emrakul. I kind of like the idea of minusing this to exile my opponent's land, but I think it's like too valuable of a resource to do that. So instead, I'm just going to pop this vessel, see what I get. And I think I just want the land. Do want to continue hitting my land drops. That's good. And so I've got 4 card types in the graveyard. So currently Emrakul costs 9. I have 5 mana in play. Oh no, this is a big deal. My opponent's way ahead in Planeswalkers now. It looks like my opponent's playing the exact same list. Oh, Tireless Tracker still did some good work. Emrakul's down to 8 mana, and I've got 6 in play with a land in hand, so if I can draw another land, that'll be good. Man. Actually, I guess the Aetherworks Marvel isn't too threatening right now. But still, my opponent in both these games has just been able to have a lot more going on than I have. It's kind of annoying, to be honest. Alright, my opponent's definitely going to be able to activate Woodweaver's Puzzleknot next turn. That's putting me on T. Wow! What a move! Really good for my opponent. Just uses Nissa's plus to make a mana. Guess my opponent's going to be able to activate Aetherworks Marvel this turn. My opponent isn't just slamming an Emrakul, so that part's good. Or Ishkanah for that matter. If my opponent... Oh man, my opponent whiffed. So I'm actually going to get a clean shot on both these Planeswalkers. I actually get to kill both of them, which is a huge deal. Oh, and I get my own Marvel. That's great, but I don't have any energy. Oh, and I can actually kill this Aetherworks. Wow, what a turn. Wow, super crazy. What a swing. What a swing. So my opponent is going to be able to kill my Nahiri if he wants. No. Which is pretty annoying. But, you know, it's the way it's going to go. So in this particular spot, hold on, how much do I? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh well, I was gonna say in this particular spot I should probably play Sigarda for Aetherworks Marvel because I don't have enough energy to activate the Marvel, and Sigarda protects me from a lot. Jeez. So what's the best way for me to do this? I guess I just cast an Ishkanah to Legend Rule 1 and attack with Servant, Spider. My opponent's still going to have a bunch of little spiders, but... So I get rid of one Ishkanah. So that'll be there. That'll be there. Then I can kill one of these. Yeah. So unfortunately, I'm super behind on clock, which is definitely going to be a problem. Been a few times where I've paused to narrate, but such is the life of someone recording a video and trying to talk through everything. Well, that's a good top deck. So I think I just take the damage. Wait, did my opponent? Yeah, my opponent played his. Three, 6, 11. 3, 6, 19. I can almost kill him, but My opponent's going to be able to activate his Aetherworks Marvel on this turn using that Puzzleknot, but at least I'm safe from my opponent's Emrakul, and Ulamog is still a ways away. That much is good. Oh, one thing that's also insane is I sacrifice these clues, they generate energy. That is nice. So I'm not sure what the best thing is for my opponent here. I mean, I guess it's an Emrakul just to block my Emrakul. But if we do that trade, I can just play another. It's pretty good. Even after gaining that 3 life, he like has to he would have to block Emrakul on Emrakul. Well, that's not good. They're not good enough. Can get whatever he wants, but nothing he gets is probably going to be good enough. Wow, and so this is a game that I'm going to be winning without the use of Aetherworks Marvel, despite drawing it. That's pretty crazy. So I wonder if it's a mistake to board out so many Woodweaver's Puzzleknots. Because having the Marvel and not being able to activate it, it's pretty annoying, but it seems like the other stuff that I have is pretty important. I could like not play the Vessel and play Puzzleknot instead, but I feel like the Puzzleknot just actually doesn't do that much. But without the Puzzleknots and the Harness Lightnings, my Aetherworks Marvels are a little weak. But I think that I kind of make up for it just with all the other stuff. Yeah. I just kind of want to hit my land drops and cast whatever I can. I think one of the defining moments of that last game was when my opponent was able to find what seemed like a good line to activate his Aetherworks Marvel on his turn by plussing the Chandra and the Nissa. But it just so happened I had a Nahiri, and my opponent didn't hit anything good, so it in that situation it was just such a big swing. And my opponent's got Servant like every time. Planeswalker? Ugh. Brutal. Kind of want the Sigarda, but maybe I should just get the Tireless Tracker. If I get the Tireless Tracker, he's just gonna kill it. But I have no other turn 3 play. I guess I just get the... Oh, actually, no, I want the Evolving Wilds. Otherwise, I'm going to deplete these Aether Hubs of all their mana. And this Puzzleknot's probably, like, best possible draw, to be honest. So it's a little interesting as to which Planeswalker I play first. Actually, not sure which one I should go for. Should probably go for Chandra just so that I can make it so that his Chandra doesn't ultimate too soon. Other Emrakul, perfect. I mean, I guess I'll go for Chandra. I feel like this is a game where the best way for me to win is to play Emrakul. If I put Woodweaver's Puzzleknot and this Chandra hits the graveyard, I'll have 6 types. So I only need to draw 2 more lands. Play them over the course of the next 3 turns. Oh, that's okay. Oh, well, that's good. This is most certainly what I need. Oh wait, no! I need to make mana. No, I totally messed up. Just clicking through things way too fast. Ay. I crumble. That's what happens when your clock is low. Man, now my opponent's going to get it first. So if my opponent gets an Emrakul, he's going to be able to use all the energy from my Marvel and, you know, just do nothing with it if he wants. So seems like my opponent's been kind of having some bad luck with his Marvels. Although I guess that's, you know, I think that's just part of the deck. Wow. That's a problem for me. Oh man. 5. If I'd done this properly, things would be a lot better. I guess I'll go for the World Breaker. Right? World Breaker on my opponent's Aetherworks Marvel. It has 2 cards in hand. Could also get my own Sigarda, but it'll just die. Could also get Emrakul, but I think I want to get World Breaker. Kill that Marvel. And I really need some land drops, though. Also gonna be dead soon. It really actually needed a land off the top last turn. Would have been ideal. Oh, that's gonna be good. Oh, my opponent only has 3 card types. I mean, getting a land is still fine though. Shoot. The land off the top means that I can play Emrakul. Not going to be quite as good as I'd really like it to be, but... Wow, is he going to harness lightning? Oh, he harnessed lightning for 0. I assume that means there's an Aetherworks Marvel coming up. Or just an Emrakul. Ulamog! Oh, that's bad for me. Yep. Really bad for me. Definitely would have had a better shot if I had not misclicked on that one turn. Yeah, I mean, I can play this, but it doesn't do a whole lot. Blocks the Ulamog, which is nice. Ulamog's still gonna mill a million cards from my library. Making 2 mana? Ugh. Oh, and he's indestructible. Just do this all day. Yeah, and me casting an Emrakul is not going to do anything. I guess I could draw a Nahiri, but doesn't actually really do enough. I only have 1 Nahiri left in my deck. Brutal. Dude, my opponent could have just blocked with Ishkanah also. And just prioritize damage on Ishkanah. Alright, I'm just dead. Yeah, I'm dead. Alright, next game.